When is Rutgers going to put UPenn on the schedule, on the calendar? When's this match going to happen? We're chomping at the bit for it, and we think you're ducking us.
I know in the 90s, we had a bunch of tough no names, and we wanted to go down and face the big red and blue machine. I know the Silver Fox was after it.
John, I would love to get UPenn on the schedule. I got no problem. I'm all about wrestling the matches. I'm all about going after the best anytime, anywhere, any place. So let's bring it on.
I say let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's get Goodale. Goodale, make it happen, man.
It's a really good matchup. We're going to wrestle them at the Prudential Center with Drexel. It's part of the Big Ten EIWA Challenge.
What's up, guys? Great down from the barn. I got two Penn legends here, Josh and Jeremy Baylor. And let me tell you, man, I've been sick and tired of these guys blabbering for the last couple of years about how Rutgers wouldn't wrestle Penn when they ducked us in the 90s. But we, great down from the barn, we made this match happen. And we didn't only make it happen, we're making it happen at the top venue in New Jersey, the Prudential Center, December 4th. Coming up this Sunday. I'm fired up. We're all going to be there. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good. Psyched. It's about time this happened. We've only been trying to promote this for 2+ years. So I'm glad Rutgers finally agreed to take the challenge.
Well, we got to go, and let me tell you, there's some banger matchups here. We're gonna go through them. Let's start 125, and I'll tell you, Rutgers has a good problem to have at 125. They got two studs there. They got Dean Peterson and they got Dylan Shawver, ranked number 20. These two guys look like they're head to head. I mean, these guys been head to head all year. I don't think one of them is pulled away from the other. And they got from Penn, Ryan Miller coming at number 17. Miller had a win over Shawver last year at the Matt Town. I think Shawver's a lot improved since then. I think Miller's a lot improved since then. I got no inside information here. I don't know who's going. I think if you put a gun to my head, I think Peterson's going to be out there just because it's nobody's spot yet, and I think they're going to give each of these guys an opportunity. The first big match they had, Arizona State, Shawver got the nod. I think they're going to give Peterson the nod for that, and as well as Miller had the win over Shawver, so giving them a different look. But these two guys are bud souls. What do you think about Ryan Miller too, Josh?
So did you see what Ryan Miller did in Carver Arena? He tech-falled his guy, dismantled him. And I don't care who Iowa puts on that mat, they're going to be competitive. Ryan Miller really impressed me in that match. I think he's got momentum sitting in his corner, and I think he's going to come out firing. I don't think anybody that Rutgers puts forward is going to beat him. That said, you can never count out a Jersey guy. So They come out fired up, guns blazing, and I think it'll be a good match, but I think ultimately Miller wins it, and Penn goes up 3-0.
You agree with that, Jeremy?
Yeah, I did agree with that. But also, you did talk about Jersey, so I just wanted to kind of highlight that Ryan Miller was a Blair guy. So we can kind of adopt him as a Jersey man, even though he wasn't born there. Mm-hmm. He did a lot of wrestling in Jersey, so don't want to count that out.
This is true.
Yeah, so listen, guys, this is a competition right here, to get in the Rutgers lineup. And these two guys both went head-to-head with Pat Glory, questionable calls in that matchup. I'm going Rutgers here no matter who they throw out. I think Rutgers takes it. I'm going Rutgers up 3-0. So far Baylor's has the Penn on the board 3-0. I got Rutgers on the board 3-0. Let's move to 133. 133, again, this is number 14 versus number 10. We got Joe Heilman, transferred from North Carolina last year. He's a South Plainfield boy. He's going to have a lot of fans there. And he's going another Blair boy, Michael Kalioko coming in at number 10. This is going to be a tough match. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
You want me to take this one, Jeremy?
Yeah, you can start it off.
I'll start it off. Great. So Kolioko he's a seasoned guy. He's a Blair guy in high school. He's been on the national scene in freestyle over the summer. He's really sharpened his craft. Tough as nails. Went out to Iowa. Again, I'm gonna do a lot of quoting and drawing examples to what just happened yesterday in Iowa, because I think that really showed some of the steel that the Penn wrestlers have here. And while Heilman comes from a great pedigree, South Plainfield, his brother was a dominant wrestler himself. This match, I feel like, could go either way. Whatever side momentum's sitting on, I think ultimately takes it. But I got to put my chips on Kolioko on this one.
You going the same,
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I think I think the Blair combo is going to be pretty tough here to start off for the Quakers. I am going with a decision in a tight one with Kolioko.
I agree. This one could go either way. I go back and forth on this one. I'll give it to you. I think Kolioko, he has more success at, in those top, he's in the top 10 for a reason. I'll give you this one. I'm going to go 3-3 at this one. Kolioko, over Heilman. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't bet money on this one, I'll tell you. But, I'll go 3-3 on this. And Baylor boys are starting out big 6-0 for Penn. Right, now we got 141. 141, Carmen Ferrante. I think there might be a little chip on Carmen Ferrante's shoulder. He was out last year. We know the story of CJ Capasto coming in. Won the spot, got that All-American status. But Josh, you brought me to the Palestra, and I saw Carmen Ferrante firsthand. Giving Nick Lee one of his toughest matches of the year. He lost 6-3 to Nick Lee, gave him all he could handle. Carmen Ferrante, I think, tough competitor going up against Sammy the Bull Alvarez, ranked number 9. Again, I think Sammy has a little chip on his shoulder too. I don't think he feels that he's ranked number 9. This is going to be a good matchup. I see Sammy taking it. I see Sammy taking this one, but I think it's going to be close. I think this is a 2-point match, 2-point match for Sam.
Yeah, so I would agree with you there. On paper, you see an unranked wrestler versus the number 9 in the country. So I don't think paper is really going to dictate this match. I'm glad you're seeing it. Carmen is a very hard-nosed wrestler who's been improving, and he is hungry. He had a good showing at Carver Arena as well when Penn put 3 wins together after they were down quite a bit. He's a tough kid from Bergen. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, but I do think Alvarez is going to end up taking it in the end. So I agree with you. I think Alvarez will eke this one out.
I agree with you as well there. I give this one to Alvarez. He's an electric wrestler. That said, Ferrante, he's the captain. He's tough as nails. He shows up. He gives it his best. This is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. You're not getting through Carmen Ferrante without a dogfight. That said, I go Sammy Alvarez here as well.
All right. So I got 6-3 Rutgers. You got 6-3 Penn here going up to 149. 149. Doug Zamp, ranked number 10th, had a big win at the Keystone in the semifinals. That 149-pound weight class is fairly wide open right now. He had a match at Carver. I think if that match was not at Carver, it goes the other way. Versus Mad Max Murin, went into overtime. That was as close as you could get. Murin got that takedown in overtime, somewhat of a questionable call, but he's taken on again. We just talked about Carmen Ferrante, number 9 versus unranked. This is number 10 versus number 32. When you go to Rutgers and you want to hear about who the up and comer is, they're talking about Tony White. And this, this kid, they say, is all that in the room, trains a lot with Anthony Ashnault over the last couple of years. And I think they got high hopes for him. Just won the tournament out west. So, what are your thoughts on this match?
Right. So everybody has their time for their breakout match, right? And this is Tony White's time. If he's going to do it, he can do it here. Doug Zapp is just a solid fundamental wrestler. He comes straight at you, strong kid, lots of good technique, doesn't back away. But Tony White's electric, and like you said, John, there's a ton of buzz about him. Doug Zapp took a massive leap this summer. He got 3rd in the U.S. Open, I think, and beat some of the best wrestlers in the country at that weight class at the open level. I got to give the nod to Doug here, but if there is a chance for Tony White to take this, I think it could be a difference of styles that might put Tony White over the head. That's over by a head. That said, I'm going with Doug here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Doug is really coming into his own. Again, we're going to have to reference Carver Arena. I think he's a little upset right now. I think he's coming in angry. And I don't think you want to face Doug Zapp when he's angry. So I think this is going to be a pretty tough task for Tony White. So I see Doug in a relatively decisive win, actually.
Yeah, I'm with Josh here. I think Zamp takes it. I think he does take it, but I think this has the smelling of a breakout win for Tony White. I think he's gonna have one of these at some point. Could be Sunday, but I gotta go with I think Doug Zamp is just wrestling too good on paper. I'm gonna go with Zamp there. So now we got 6-6. Forster 3-9, Baylor brothers. Let's go to 157. And this one, Anthony Artelona, got carvered, right? I mean, that's what happens there. Got carvered. He's a tough cookie. Had the match look like he had it in the match one and got rolled through on that headlock and got pinned. Ranked number 12. Again, we're talking another guy that is not ranked by Intermat, honorable mention by Flo, Andrew Clark. Sneaky, not someone that's in the rankings. He's 11-1 this year now, made the drop down from 65 to 57. He struggled a bit at 65, but I think a lot of those issues that he had, they're coming getting fixed now when he's at his right weight class at 157, and he's looking very good this year. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to give the nod just on the ranking. I think I'm going to give the nod to Anthony Artelona. I see him taking an early lead. I think he's going to get 2 or 3 takedowns in the first period and go up by a couple points, and Anthony White's going to come back, but it's not going to be enough. I'm going Artelona here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. Artelona, I think I'm going to give him the edge just for the experience in this match. He's been around the block for a while. He's pretty solid fundamentally. Yes, he got carvered. And in that match, that went from a pin for us to a pin for them, which would have been obviously show a lot different in the box score. But another one who's very upset at the result in Carver and is going to come in with a lot to prove. So I see Artelona taking this one for just straight decision. But I think the experience is going to carry him through this one.
Agreed.
Yeah, so right now we got 12-3 Baylor brothers got Penn up. I got Penn up 9-6. Let's go to 165. And these are two guys. This is like a Jersey matchup, 2 New Jersey State champs, 2 national qualifiers, 2 guys that I think this year had higher expectations so far in the year to be where they are. Lucas Ravano is 5-5, Connor O'Neill's 8-5. This match is going up against each other. I think they're, in a similar spot. They started out, I think, towards the back of the rankings. They lost a couple, fell out of the rankings. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I give this one to Rutgers, Connor O'Neill. I think home field advantage is gonna be key here. Like in sports betting, home field advantage with all things equal, you get 2.5, 3 points. In NFL football, right? I think that's what we're looking at here. We've got 2 evenly matched wrestlers, both trying to prove something, but ultimately, I think Rutgers takes this.
Yeah, and I'm going with you a little bit. I don't think it's a home mat advantage. I think the big thing here, I think, again, Rutgers is Connor O'Neill's going to take this. And I think it's solely based off of that Lucas Ravano's sister goes out with a former Rutgers wrestler. And I think there's going to be a little bit of inside, Mikey Simmons. I think there's going to be a little bit of inside information filtering from Simmons to Jordan Pagano, to Connor O'Neill to get this one done. And like you said, I think this is a very close, evenly matched matchup, and anything could tip the scales, and I think that's going to do it. So I'm going Rutgers there, ties it up 9-9. You got 12-6 for Penn at 65. Now let's go to 74. Again, number 23 versus number 27. Jackson Turley, former All-American, a couple years ago was an All-American, came through that backside of the bracket with a tear, has a lot of tech falls over nationally ranked opponents, but he's up and down. He throws the kitchen sink at you, and it's do or die. I think this is going to be an exciting one. Number 23, Nick and Chera, coming on for Penn. He had a solid, having a solid year, ranked number 23 versus Jackson Turley. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
So again, yeah, it's in the rankings. They're only 4 slots apart. I think Nick's a scrappy guy. He is another tough guy who's going to go the full length of the bout here. I think I'm calling a slight advantage for Contreras here. He finished the year off very strong last year, qualified for the Nationals, and I think he's building on that. He's had a couple solid wins this year, and I think he just continues in the tough one versus Jackson Turley.
Yeah,
Agreed.
so I'm gonna go the same way there. I think Jackson Turley had surgery last year, so he's still coming back from that injury. It's early in the season. The hope for Rutgers is by the end of the year, we're going to see the Jackson Turley that we saw 2 years ago. I don't think he's there yet. He's a tough competitor. He has a lot of ways he could win this match. Could be an electrifying win for him. But I'm gonna give the nod to Penn here. For Nick to kind of take this one. Now we got 184. We got number 12, Brian Soldano versus Max Hale. Max Hale went into Carver, went against number 8, Abe Assad, held it to 5-0, so this guy is scrappy. This guy can hang on. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
This one goes to Rutgers. We've got a seasoned guy from Rutgers who's more heavily ranked, higher ranked than the Penn opponent, and I don't think there's a ton in terms of style difference in this match. I think it's just experience and getting after it, and I think it goes to Rutgers.
So I would agree, but I'm going to give it to Rutgers too, but solely because Soldano is from High Point, one of our Sussex County stud areas. Obviously, Jefferson Township wrestled High Point every year. So it is going to be, I think it's going to be a lot closer than, again, the rankings show, much like the Alvarez-Ferrante match. I do think Soldano is going to edge him out in the decision.
Yeah, so you guys both got this Ivy League education. I think on Sunday, I think you're going to get a Brian Soldano education. I think, this guy is different. This guy is an animal. Let me tell you, it's not going to be a decision. I think the over-under in this match is, I'm putting it at 1:30. That's where the over-under is. It's going to be a pinfall. It's going to be a pin. That's the one match that I see here that I could circle and lock it in. Soldano will get the fall. This guy is unreal. 7-1 on the year, lost a close one to number 6. But, his other wins, he has 4 pins, average pin. And I said that average time of the pin was 1:30, a lot of 30-second pins, a lot of minute pin. Tech fold number 20 and beat number 18 by 10. So this guy is the real deal. People are telling me I'm a little premature, but I think this guy is, the next Bo Nickel, the next Jason Nolf. This guy is electric, like you said, Sussex County. We're gonna have. My goal is, we're going to start getting the hay bales out there at the Jersey Mike's Arena, get some chickens out there. This guy's the next big thing. I'm going big 6 for him. It's going to be 15-12 after 180.
Is that John Forster's bold prediction?
It's not a bold prediction. It's not a bold prediction. This is just how it is. This is just you're gonna get your Brian Soldano education on Sunday, guys. You're gonna see it. So you guys got 9-15 Penn. I got 15-12 Rutgers after this match. Let's go to 197. Billy Janzer, 2-time national qualifier, similar to Turley, right? Coming back off an injury. He's on kind of a pitch count, and they held him out for the early part of the season, and he's wrestling Cole Urbis. He's not taking bottom, guys. We know that. We know what this guy has on top. But I think this is going to be I'm going to give the edge to Cole this match. I think it's going to be close. Janzer is stingy. I don't think he's going to get turned, even though he turned Warner a bunch of times. He might have to pick top, but I think Cole's going to edge him out. I'm going Urbis in a decision. And again, someone like Janzer, we got to see where he's at during the year. He's going to be there. Good plan is for him to get to where he was at the end of the year. If he gets back to that level, he could win this match. I think it's still a little early in the season, and they got a plan for him. So I think Cole's going to take it.
Yeah, I think this match could go a lot of different ways. As you saw in Carver, Cole is pretty tough on top, and he's also a scrappy guy. He does have solid technique. I think it's going to come down to Janzer's health and a little bit of the rust that he's still shaking off. I think Cole's been at it year round, improving each match. Took the number 3 in Iowa to the limit in Carver. Couple weird things happened in that match. Still not really sure what happened with some of those back points and then some time being put on. But I'm going to take Cole Urbis in a decision here.
Agreed.
All right, so you guys got Penn running away with this, Don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Okay, heavyweight, we got Boone McDermott, ranked number 26 versus Ben Golden. I got this match coming down to heavyweight. What are your thoughts on this heavyweight matchup? I think it's going to be down to the big boys for the winner.
Yeah, does Boone still have that sweet mullet rocking? What's the hair look like this year?
No mullet. He took the mullet off. So let me tell you, though, I'm going to give you the inside scoop. I was worried I did tell him that. I said I was worried when he lost the mullet, but he lost the mullet and he put on 35 pounds of muscle. So he was 230 last year. He's every bit of 265 at heavyweight. So he's made some big jumps in his size, all muscle, all good weight. So it's Boone versus Ben. What do you guys think?
This is also a wild card because this is the only match where it's not going to feature a Jersey wrestler. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to point that one out. So you never know what's going to happen if Jersey's not involved. So I'll throw it over to Josh.
I like Boone and losing minus 2 pounds of hair plus 35 pounds of muscle.
All right.
I was in agreement.
I like Boone as well. I think Boone takes it. I think the Prudential Center is going to go nuts. I think it's, we got Baylor Brothers 12-18. We got, Forster's predicting 18-15. Fire matchups overall. Let's see it. Let's get you guys out there. Get to the Prudential Center December 4th on Sunday. We're going to be out there. We got press passes. We'll be on the floor getting some good content. But you guys get in the stands, get in section 9. I know you guys are in our section. We'll be rocking.